and it allows academically qualified students to enroll in courses at participating colleges, and that's any state college or university in Ohio. Okay, so like she said, you'll be earning, it used to be called dual, but you will still be earning high school and college credit. There's no cost to your student for the course or the instructional material. All courses are taught by qualified college instructors. She mentioned that high school instructors will be teaching them, but they are qualified through the college that they're teaching for. So they do meet all those qualifications. College Credit Plus students have access to all of our, the same access as any other Northwest State student. So the writing lab, the math lab, those, you have access to all of that as well. I do want to mention, like our writing lab, they will help you from starting with your outline all the way to your final product. Okay, and then there's also, you can take, as she said, online, but you can take classes on campus or at your high school. They are transferable. What that means is the courses that you take at Northwest State, you can transfer to any state college or university. After graduation, you can choose to complete your associate's degree with Northwest State or transfer those to a four-year college or university. Okay, there is quite a difference, and I do have handouts also that kind of go over these. The high school is a more structured environment, so your students are used to a daily schedule, Monday through Friday, mandatory attendance. At college, you're going to have to learn to manage your own time. Your routine's going to change every day. Not all instructors take attendance, so it's up to you to be there. It's going to feel like you have all this extra free time, but actually what you should be doing in that free time is probably studying, and we'll go over that as well. Okay, so then some more differences. Parents and teachers in high school are more, they're guiding you, they're watching you. Oh, you're getting a bad grade in this. What can we do for extra credit? Maybe meet with me after school. College instructors are not going to do that for you. You're going to have to go to them and ask for help. That's why the writing lab and the math lab is so important for our college students. Also, in college, you're treated as an adult. So I know I receive a lot of phone calls from parents wanting to fix the issues, and I always say the student's the one that's got to call. If you have a problem with your instructor, you're the one that needs to send that email or reach out to that instructor, not your parent. Students are expected to follow the course syllabus on their own. And I would like to state there that once you receive your syllabus, you really need to go over it so that you know what you're getting into. I've had a few students, even this semester, they're so far into the course and they're past the drop date and they didn't look all the way through the syllabus, and now they're challenged whether to withdraw or continue in the course. So you want to look at that as soon as you get that from your instructor. Okay, some more differences. In high school, homework usually counts. Like I said, there's extra credit. Testing is more frequent over small sections. In college, it's the opposite. You're going to get a couple of tests. It's going to be over more material. Review sessions are rare, so it's up to you to do that on your own. And makeup tests are more than likely not available. Okay, so in high school, there's minimal outside work. A lot of it's done in your class. Listening in class may be enough for you to take your test. That's not going to be the case in college. And we have the formula down there at the bottom. For every 3 credit hour class, you're in class for about 2.5 hours, and you should be studying 7.5 hours per week for that class. Okay, and then also in high school, it's your effort that counts, like the extra credit, and in college, it's the results. It's your papers and it's your exams. Other considerations, you're responsible to get to and from campus if you choose to do that I know a lot of you just do the online. But if you do choose to go to campus, if your school is canceled, more than likely we are not. We only close if there's a level 3 snow emergency. And the last time, that was a couple of years ago, where basically the Pike County area was shut down. Okay, and then it's important to think about what kind of a learner you are. Not everyone can take courses online and be successful. So we do offer a variety of ways to take your College Credit Plus classes. Okay, and then we're going to go over face-to-face. Obviously, it's on campus. At Northwest State, it's more like a traditional classroom, kind of set up like your high school, where there's only about 18 to 20 students in that class. And then online, you're the one that needs to be responsible for getting everything turned in on time. There's still deadlines, and all the work is, time managed by you. I do want to mention that if you have not taken an online course with us, you do have to take the online readiness assessment and successfully pass it before you can be registered for an online course. And hybrid is just a mixture of the two. Okay, and then in high school, some high schools offer college level coursework in your building, which we do offer some through Finley. And like I said before, they're taught by qualified instructors. They're approved through Finley. Okay, so who's eligible? You must be a resident of Ohio in 7th through 12th grade, in public, community, or private, or homeschool. You must meet the prerequisite and co-requisites of the courses that you're being registered for. I will say that if some of you are taking courses at different universities at the same time, if you took Comp 1 at another institution and you want to take Comp 2 with Northwest State, it's just a matter of showing that transferred credit or getting the transcript from Sarah here. Okay. Okay, so here's the requirements for Northwest State. If you have taken the Compass before, we will still accept your scores. The Compass, however, has gone away for us, and now we are testing with the AccuPlacer. And the packets that I have, I will tell you that the checklist for the students says it has to be a 70. Our faculty members have gone through it, and they have decided that 70 was too high, and so now it is a 60 is the requirement. And they can test here. You have that set up for us? Okay. And then we also still accept the ACT scores.
Is this just for them to be able to be admitted?
Yep.
To Northwest? So
Yes.
there's two different things you're gonna look at. These are just to be admitted to Northwest, and then there will be another score that you have to get in order for different classes, depending on what class you want to take.
Yep, so you have to have the reading of 60 on AccuPlacer to be accepted as a College Credit Plus student. This is just making sure that you can read at a college level. And then here's the other scores that she was talking about. Right now, the math scores for AccuPlacer are going through our academic affairs. Those should be approved here shortly. They are thinking that those are going to be the scores. And the elementary algebra and college algebra, what that does is it takes you through a series, and then it'll tell you your score. So it may put you in a different category, but those are the scores for whatever category it places you in. And then that's the writing class. The difference is, if you took Compass before but didn't get a high enough score for your English 111 course, your Comp 1, now you can take the AccuPlacer. The test is RightPlacer. The difference is it's not multiple choice. You're actually going to type out an essay, and then that will be graded and place you to see if you're ready for Comp 1. Okay, this just kind of shows you how to read the catalog. This is the prerequisites. Most of our prerequisites is English 111 for a lot of our courses. If it says co-requisite, that means that you can take it at the same time. Okay, so then how to apply, you're going to fill out your intent to participate, and you're going to give that to your school counselor. And then you'll send your College Credit Plus application and your high school transcript to Northwest State. If you're already taking classes, you do not need to do that. but I do have applications here for those that are new. And then after that, you will be able to take the AccuPlacer about 2 weeks after that date to see if you've been accepted. If you already have ACT or Compass scores, you can go ahead and submit those at the same time. Okay, so something new, summer is part of College Credit Plus. Summer is the start term of the academic year. So if you take a summer course, it's going to transfer to your high school and be on your fall transcript for your high school, but summer transcript for college. If you are currently a senior, so parents, if you have a senior, they are not eligible to take it after they've graduated. So it's the summer before their senior year they'd be able to. Our summer term is shorter. It's 8 or 12-week courses. It's still the same amount of material, so it's the same amount and half of the time. So it is not for everybody, I will say that. There's the dates. And then the summer schedule, and actually the fall schedule also will be available to view starting March 7th online. You can start to register March 14th, I believe. Okay, then the step-by-step, like I said, participate, or the intent to participate. Then you're going to schedule your, well, it says Compass, but AccuPlacer test. And then you'll get information from us that'll tell you how to do the online advising and orientation workshop. It'll tell you how to log in and all of that. And then you're going to meet with your guidance counselor, your school counselor, to select your classes. And then I'm actually the admissions advisor for you guys right now, so you can also meet with me. The reason we say to meet with your school counselor is it's very important that you are meeting your high school needs first. We want to make sure you graduate high school is the whole point. Okay, and then actually Nick Snyder is your admissions recruiter, so if you have any questions about Northwest State, that's his contact information. And he's the one that will come out and visit you. I don't know if you have visits set up right now with me. Okay, questions? Comments?
Okay, and then just to cover, basically all the stuff for Findlay is more or less the same as for Northwest State. And in that packet you picked up on your way in, it has all of our requirements. So I'll just kind of walk through this step by step with you guys, just to clarify a few things. So to get into Findlay's College Credit Plus program, we do require that you have a 2.5 GPA or higher, and then one of the following test scores that you see below. So whether that's ACT, SAT, PSAT, AccuPlacer, Compass test. As she mentioned, we used to do the Compass test, and we're as well switching over to the AccuPlacer. So if you haven't taken any of these yet, that will be the test you take. It will come to your high school as well. It doesn't cost you anything to take it. You just come in, take the test, and you're good to go. All the scores on here, as with them, it's just to get into Findlay's College Credit Plus program. The classes you guys offer here, physics and calculus, because they're higher level science and math courses, we do require higher scores on like the AccuPlacer, the ACT. And same with them, we don't have those scores completely sorted out yet. I think it says by mid-February we'll know. So I think they're shooting by the end of next week, we'll know those scores for sure. And I put, on the bottom of your sheet you'll see Mary Hall's contact information. I'm actually just her graduate assistant. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, that's the person you would email or call. See, other than that, the other difference I will mention is because Findlay's a private school, we're not required to offer the courses for free. It's $50 per credit hour, but your school takes care of 40 of that for you. So you guys would pay $10 per credit hour for the Findlay courses offered here. Because they're both 4 credit hour courses, it's $40. But the books are included, you don't have to pay any extra for the books. And then, so basically you fill out your intent to participate through Wayne Trace. Then you fill out your application online. You just go on Findlay's website, search College Credit Plus. And then you just fill out the option of taking it at your high school. Fill out the application, get your test scores in by May 2nd, and then as long as you meet all the requirements, you're pretty much good to go. But I'll stick around afterwards, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you. I just want to, just to clarify a few things. Some of the dates that they give are different than the dates that I have here because we're required to have the paperwork turned in prior to the AccuPlacer. So in order for the students to be able to take that test here at Wayne Trace, the base sheet gives a lot of our specifics for Wayne Trace, and at the very top, March 11th. So by March 11th, I need to have, or before, the pink sheet. And then for Northwest, I need to have, and what she said you guys could send it to them, but what we've done before is it comes to me. That way I can make sure who has gotten everything turned in, and then I can hound if people haven't. And then I put the transcripts with it and send it in. So by March 11th, I need, if you're interested in taking a class at Northwest, the pink sheet and the Northwest application. And we have those. You guys can take those as you go out. By their test date is, and I've got so many dates going through my head, April 7th. And we've got spring break in there. So that's why I picked March 11th. Finley is going to be coming to do the AccuPlacer for Finley. They're coming on April 15th. I went ahead and picked March 11th so that it was just one deadline to be able to keep things a little bit more streamlined. And it gave me time because, again, we have spring break in there, so I've got to make sure that they have it. You have to be registered and have their student number in order to take the test. If you have not done that, they're not going to let you take the test. And they were very specific to me about that. So that's where March 11th is the key. If you miss March 11th, you still have until April 1st, and that's a law, the state law. You have until April 1st in order to turn this in, and Finley's deadline is April 1st. So you have to be registered by Finley and have this in by April 1st, but you won't be able to take the test at Wayne Trace. You will have to call and take the test at Finley. So the same thing with Northwest. If you don't have this in by March 11th and have their registration in by March 11th, you can't take their test on April 7th. So that's where the March 11th comes in. So really, if you just March 11th, you're going to be safe. So Northwest is a paper pen application. Finley is an online application. So if you take a look at this first page, the first paragraph on the pink or on the beige sheet talks about the deadline, March 11th. Talks about when the test dates are. Also, the first page talks about Northwest specifically. So it gives some very specific pieces to being part of Northwest. The back page is Finley. Finley has some different guidelines for admission. So you might be able to get admitted to Northwest, but your score might not be high enough to get admitted to Finley. So we're talking two different colleges, so that's why I tried to spell out what those were. And I didn't have the Northwest numbers yet. That's 60 for the AccuPlacer. I didn't have this when I did this, so I don't have that written down, but I do have Finley. And down at the bottom in bold is also the Finley website of where the application is. So that's also on this page. And Mary Hall's email address and phone number, she sent that to be able to pass that on if you have any questions. As he said, Finley does charge an additional, because they're a private college, they can charge on top of the price they charge us. So it does cost $40 for a class, a total of $40 for a 4-hour calculus and a 4-hour physics class. We are in the process of getting Mrs. Hatcher's AP biology class, also a College Credit Plus class. Not real sure how that works. There are a few classes that are both AP and College Credit Plus, and we're working with Finley to do that. I don't know if that's a 3-hour class or a 4-hour class. That would be through Finley, so it would be an additional $10 per hour. That bill comes straight from Finley. And I'm emphasizing that because you get that, and you won't get it until like September. And by then, you know, it's like, what? What's going on? So there is no charge for the books. Northwest has agreed to use those on an as-loan basis. So they ship them to us every semester for the kids that have the class, and we ship them back at the end of the semester, and that goes the whole time. They do need to be returned. They're not the students. They're just on loan. And Finley, we use our textbooks. Our textbooks have been approved through Finley to be able to do that. Some other things on the intent to participate, the laws have changed a little bit, and I did add a section in here, and I kind of ran it into that second paragraph. But if a student fails a College Credit Plus course or withdraws after the 14th day, you will be charged what we're charged. Next year's fee is $41.50 an hour. That's what we pay per class, $41.50 an hour. So that, just so you're aware, we have had 2 kids withdraw through the last 3 years after the withdrawal date. So this has changed now. We have to have this, make sure that everyone is aware that you will be billed that charge because we have to pay for that. Sometimes I know when students are failing, and sometimes I don't. It just depends on who the teacher is. If the teacher notifies Renee, then Renee notifies me. Of course, with Finley, it's nice because our teachers are right here. In that aspect, I have that communication with them. Sometimes I have no clue until we get the transcript that a student failed. I have no access to their grade. I get a grade list from Northwest that tells me the grades, and we enter those then into the computer. So what they get in this college class goes on their high school transcript and is part of their GPA. Okay, I want to make sure you understand that. These are more difficult classes. There are more expectations for it. It's a wonderful opportunity for our students. Don't get me wrong, it is a wonderful opportunity for our students. Our students have benefited tremendously through the years. But it is more difficult, so you have to make sure that you're willing to give the time to do it. And the big piece of College Credit Plus that they're emphasizing is that high school students are not any different than college students. So a professor is not going to treat you any differently in an online course that they're going to treat any other college freshman, whether you're 20 years old or you're 17. So you have to make sure that you're willing to be very responsible, like she said, looking through the syllabus, turning your assignments in on time. Do we have a problem with that? Getting things turned in on time? There is no go back. They close it out. You don't get it turned in on time, that assignment is closing. You cannot submit it and you get a 0. So you have to make sure that you're willing to put in that time to do it. And our students have been very successful overall with College Credit Plus classes. She talked about the summer. That's brand new. That's never been an option in the past to take college classes and have them paid for by us until this year. The big thing that you need to know is that you are only allowed 10 credits per year. Okay, so high school, your freshman year, you take like 5.75 credits. Your sophomore year, it's about the same, 5.75. Your junior year, it's about 6 to 7. Same with your senior year, 6 to 7 credits for a regular schedule. If you're taking a 3 or 4 hour college credit class, that is 1 high school credit. Okay, so a 3 or 4 hour college credit class equals 1 high school credit. So you have to watch, because if you take classes in the summer, that counts as your year's credits. So if you took 2 summer classes that were 3 hours each, you already have 2 high school credits. You could only have 8 more. Okay? So So you've got to watch that. And it sounds like 10, that's a lot, it is, but I have got 4 seniors that, I mean, they are right at. We had to balance their schedule because what they wanted to take was too many credits. So you've got to watch that. NCAA, if you're interested in Division I or II school, you have to go on to eligibilitycenter.org, the NCAA, to make sure that everything is approved. I called to ask the question about our students who are taking college classes instead of the high school classes, and they told me that if it is a core course and it is a 100 level or above course, it will be accepted for college credit. But it would definitely be something to double check that. And you can go on eligibilitycenter.org and find out some more information on that. So the credit part is really a piece with the summer. As guidance counselors at our last meeting, that was a big issue with us because I'm not going to know what you're doing in the summer. Do they still sign up? Yes. Okay, so I love Wayne Trace, but I'm not here in July. That all has to be done prior to the time we're leaving, and that's something we would work out because that's brand new to everybody. It's brand new to everybody. But that 10 is the magic number. Beyond 10, you're required to pay, not the $41.50, the deal that we got, the regular freshman price. So you're talking, Northwest is like $150 an hour, $167 an hour. So it's a big difference between beyond that 10, from the 10 to beyond. So we have students who take College Credit Plus classes in replace of our high school classes. We have students who take Comp 1 and 2 instead of taking English. We've had a couple kids take college algebra instead of taking the senior math. There are advantages and disadvantages to that. You've got a one-on-one teacher teaching you compared to an online. I am not saying anything bad about college algebra, but I will tell you it is not nearly as college preparatory as calculus. And that's because of how we teach our algebra. Because of how we teach our algebra, the college algebra isn't a whole lot more than what you're getting, what you've gotten through the 3 years at Wayne Trace. So I really will encourage those kids that are going to be seniors next year to think about that. It is totally your choice. It is not mine. We had 2 kids that took college algebra, then they wanted to take to statistics. They're a college kid now. They got closed out, so they couldn't take statistics. So that will happen. There are only a certain number of people allowed in the classroom, and it's just the way it goes. So anyway, does anybody have any questions for me specific to Wayne Trace? We are going to put this on our website, so if you want to go back and look at this, or if you have any questions that aren't answered here, we'll have all this information on the website too. On the guidance page, you just go to waynetrace.org, click the high school, and then go over to the guidance page, and we'll have that on here by the end of the week. So, or give me a call. You're welcome to give me a call at any time. So the big thing to remember is even if you're not sure that you're going to take college classes, you're not maybe kind of, I don't know, turn that pink paper in because there's no going back. Once April 1st hits, if it's May 25th and you're like, man, I really, I'm going to take Mr. Bromley's calculus class, I might as well try and take it for college credit. Once you hit that April 1st, you can't. And that again is a state regulation, a state law, that pink paper has to be turned in by April 1st. So even if you're considering it, turn it in because you don't have to do it, but you can't go back. So yes.
Well, on there she had said 7th through 12th. Does Wayne Trace it's sophomore and above, or can you?
Anybody can take, that's a state rule. It is 7 through 12. Anybody in grades 7 through 12 are eligible to take College Credit Plus classes. Generally, most of our kids are juniors. We have a few juniors, most are seniors. We have had a couple sophomores, and we had one freshman this year take a computer class. Anybody is eligible for it. Those students have to meet the requirements to place. You know, they have to be able to be accepted into it. You know, and not everybody does that, but yes, anybody is eligible for it. We can't hold anybody back. I would probably talk with the parent and the student because there really are some, these are college classes. And that grade's going on your transcript, and not all junior high students are mature enough to meet all of those deadlines.
And I'd also like to add, it's college content too, so you have to think of that when you're thinking of a 7th and 8th grade.
But anybody is eligible. We have advertised it to the district, so. I have gone into the classrooms for the sophomores and the juniors because that's who takes it the most, but it's been on announcements and on everybody's grade cards, so. Any other questions? If you have any questions, give me a call. We're going to, I'm gonna put out on the white table, this is Finley's registration paper. So by March 11th, if you are thinking of taking Mr. Bobley's calculus or Mrs. Sin's physics class or possibly Mrs. Hatcher's biology, I need the intent to participate and this registration form, and then you need to go online to Finley and register. If you are thinking of taking a class through Northwest, I need your pink paper in your application by March 11th. So I will put these out on this table and you can take them as you go.